Hello guys, this is Farai Pascal and welcome again to Talks with Farai, and today I'm with Andile and Mnce on the part 3 of our talk on relationships and dating. Please do hit the subscribe button, hit the like button and drop us a comment. Let's get into it. What do you say about marital roles? Not what society has told you, but like your personal.
My personal. Can I start first?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
For me, I'm very much into a team sport. People like different things. Some people want to be like, I'm the sole provider, like it's just me, and they like that, and I get it. There's some women who like that. That's okay. For me, I'm okay with that, but it wouldn't turn me on enough for me to stay with you my whole life.
Okay.
I like someone where I know Guti. I know that you could get your own if you wanted to. Yeah, but maybe it's because of the characteristics that come with someone who's like that. Yeah, but regardless of what I'm doing, I know that they'll be pushing something that they can bring to the table every single day that may surprise me. And in general, I like spontaneous people, and those are usually the type to be spontaneous because they're not waiting for any feedback.
Yes.
There's just initiative. There's initiative. There's like, not that I'm shoving it in your face that if you weren't here I'd be doing that, because there are those type of people and I don't like those type of people because I don't do that personally. I'm like, Yazin, if it weren't for you, I'd be flexing on the gram, I'd be going to Dubai, I'd be doing all these things. You know what I mean? There are women who are like that too, who are like, okay, now that I've made money and I've done this and I'm successful, I'm gonna shove it in your face. Do that outside when you're trying to intimidate your business partners or whatever, but when we're at home, I know there's some women who are like that, who shove it in the face, and there's some guys who are like that, but I just like someone who in general, I'll come back home and I won't know what to expect, but at the same time, we are very much aware of our roles, man. So if we come at home and you can see that you are naturally good at nurturing and I am not on some gender stereotype stuff, but where now you feel, because you're going on Instagram and you're seeing all this, or women are supposed to be nurturers, this is the patriarchy or whatever the thing is, you are now not aware of your actual household situation, and you're gonna be like, no, it's 2021, it's over with or whatever. Like if I see that I'm better at nurturing children than you are, I'm more likely to be hands-on. I'm most probably going to be more hands-on. And it's not about you, it's just because I want the children
to get the best.
And if you're not thinking like that because there are other people in the world who are shoving patriarchy in your face, that's a problem for me. I need you to be able to think for yourself. And obviously the list goes on. The list goes on. Things like cooking. Personally, cooking for me is therapeutic. I like to cook. I like to cook. And I've seen that, yes, it is very stressful to a working mother for that to be an expectation. I've seen that as an expectation because I'm like, I've tried it, where I've come back
from work
and then you're like, yo, let me cook. And you're like, wow, this is hard to do for myself. I cannot imagine what it would be like to do it for children and, you know, a father and a husband, where you're like, this is expected every single day, sick or whatever. I'd like to.
Wrong.
It's just wrong. But I'd like to share roles, but more importantly, just know what are you good at, what am I good at. Now let's ignore everyone else.
Let it be not out of that society has said this, but out of like, what am I good at? I know I'm not a domesticated person, or I'm not good at
play to your strengths.
You know?
Play to your strengths.
And because I notice normally opposites always meet. You more of a cute guy kind of person, and you're definitely gonna get someone who's loud.
I'm attracted to people who are generally loud.
Exactly.
I'm not going to deny.
You know, now that Farai mentions it, I haven't had a loud girlfriend.
Because you
all my girls have been like the quiet, calm, reserved type.
And that's okay.
That's pretty.
If it works, it works.
It's got to be something that works, and not only on personality, because personality is the easiest example, but with other things, like you're saying, what you're good at, if you're better at nurturing kids, you know, it's just got to be like that thing where we just flow as two individuals.
Yeah.
And how you got it doesn't matter. I've been in a situation where I've literally seen a girl who's amazing at nurturing, yeah? But when I found out how did this come to be, is okay, she grew up in Mlazi. There were 6 children on average at Kaya. Usually small, you know, whether it be cousins, whether it be and Kaya Banengano, or whatever it is. But she grew up around that. She was going to school, she was coming back, she was feeding children, she was doing all this. I get that it's traumatic, but if you can deal with that and get past it, you can take this bad experience that you might have had, this chaotic, hard experience, and actually use it for good with your own child. I'm not going to expect it of you, but I do expect a certain level of maturity, but for you to deal with my past traumas and be like, as in, I'm going to take this and actually use it. Well, let me get something from this. It can't just be all bad. I must take something from it. And it mustn't be good to mind my whole life. I'm going to be against nurturing because this is what happened to me. This is what. But at the end of the day, people do things, but things happen to them too. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. So to just blame all the time, it becomes a problem because nothing gets done. At some point, someone needs to be like, Yazin, let's change it and start using it. Because I've seen girls who and guys who do that. Who be like, I will never have kids. Why?
Because of past experience.
Yeah, and you find out years later, oh no, this was your experience growing up. I mean, like, oh no, I get it, dude, but it can't just be now you
can't write off.
You're just spitting lava and poison now. That's what you're preaching to the world because of this one experience. People go through that. It happens.
Yeah. Okay. So, thanks so much, guys. It's quite interesting.
It's a good chance.
It's just part 1.
I know.
Can I have more? Any last words you want to say?
Any last words?
That sounds very morbid.
Something cool to say. That sounds morbid. Jeez. You watch too many movies. No.
Mnce always has something in his head.
Yeah, I was expecting this speech.
Before you start dating, you need to look at yourself very, very hard.
Introspection.
Yeah, introspection, and you need to understand who you are. You need to know who you are. You need to find yourself, and you need to either be aware or actively working on your past traumas, because you can't carry that onto your relationship and make the other person suffer for that. That's not fair. That really isn't fair, because no matter how much somebody may love you, umuntu of dealing with nonsense that isn't their fault.
Or you traumatize them.
Yeah, or you traumatize them. Yeah, well, then you create another one of you, and that's not what the world needs. You know, and as far as when it comes to the kind of person I'm looking for, I'm not ashamed of this. I literally have, Andile laughs at me all the time for this. I can see he's smiling because he knows what I'm about to say. I literally have a questionnaire on my phone called the Wifey Questionnaire.
Wow.
Where it's a bunch of questions that are geared towards me sifting out whether or not you're my kind of person or not, to save us both the trouble and the time. It's just that simple. I have a list of qualities on my phone of the kind of person that I want to be with, of what I need. And obviously this thing, it's a work in progress all the time, because now as a woman, I'm growing and I'm learning. So it changes. It does change. There were things like, for instance, I know myself, I respond well to nurture. But I know, I need nature as well. Yeah, well, so I know if somebody has a decent balance of nature and nurture. How did I find that out? By finding myself and looking at myself and realizing who I am and asking my friends, what have you guys noticed about me? You know, or what have you noticed that has changed about me since we left high school? I'm not in 2010. We went to high school together. Yeah, well.
Not as loud.
Yeah, well. You need to look at yourself and you need to ask the people around you. If the people around you can't tell you where you're screwing up, where you've grown and where you've fallen, you need to change your friend group. It is what it is.
Awesome. Wow. Speechless.
That's a speech.
Yeah.
We asked one and we got one. We delivered. Delivered.
Thanks, guys. You gonna say something?
No,
We're good. Oh,
no.
you're good.
After that,
okay.
no, you're right. You're right.
Okay, sharp guys.